Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 14 and compare it against the Google Pixel 8 and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, both these phones are very interesting because they're both kind of competitors to one another, but also not really. The iPhone 14 came out last year, the Pixel 8 just came out, but they're roughly around the same price in the brand new market, so let's go and see how they compare. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these, the iPhone 14, which came out in 2022, on the front has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. And it's a pretty good looking panel. I've been talking about these panels a lot, and I definitely do think a device like this still looks very good, it still looks very sharp, and there's really not a lot to complain about here. You are getting the notch up top 60Hz panel, and I think it looks good. Is it perfect? No, but I think it's a good enough looking panel for a lot of people, and I still think it holds up very, very well in this day and age. With the Google Pixel 8, this is a little bit of a bigger 6.2-inch LTPO AMOLED display. So it's just an OLED display, not an LTPO, it's an OLED display. And I definitely do think a phone like this probably looks better for a lot of people. You're getting 120 Hz, which is nice. Both are flat displays, but you're getting that whole punch display here, which looks more modern. And I definitely do think a phone like the Pixel 8 definitely looks a lot better to me than something like the iPhone 14. So that's kind of how that is. I think the iPhone 14's panel is still very, very good, but the Pixel 8 probably wins here, probably for a majority of reasons too. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. In terms of the outside, like the rest of the bodies, they both feel fairly similar in the hand. Like I don't think one looks or feels way like more premium than the other one. They both have like flat sides. The iPhone 14 is flat, it's flat-sided completely. The Pixel 8 is like flat, then kind of curved a little bit. Volume buttons with the ringer switch right here. You have SIM card trays on the Pixel 8. The iPhone 14 does not have a SIM card tray, so keep that in mind. On the bottom, you have a Lightning port on the iPhone 14, USB-C on the Pixel 8. Another pretty big difference right there. On the back side, you can kind of see what we're working with here as well. So with the Pixel 8, you're getting that dual camera setup. So does the iPhone 14, also has a dual camera setup. The standard glass backs on both, so they both have the exact same type of glass backs. So that's also a really cool thing going on between both. You can just go ahead and just put them on a wireless charger. They both wireless charge. You have the MagSafe capability here. The Pixel 8 has that reverse wireless charging, which is such a nice feature to have. I love that feature. I wish more phones had it, including the iPhones. They don't have it, but it's still super nice we have that type of capability here. And that's kind of how both these phones kind of hold up from that specific perspective. So on the outside, they still share a lot of similarities. Like they're both built almost exactly the same. Both have like wireless charging, IP certification. Both have very good build qualities. I think the Pixel 8 probably is more of the flagship one with it having reverse wireless charging and also having like 120 Hz displays and the hole punch display. I think the iPhone 14 still holds up kind of well against it. Now, in terms of software and longevity, this is going to be a very interesting thing because the iPhone 14 and the Pixel 8 probably will last around the same amount of time, which is kind of insane because most of the time iPhones, even older iPhones, will usually actually go through and last a longer amount of time. So the fact that this specific device is actually going through and lasting for a long period of time, including with the Pixel 8, is actually quite insane to me. Now, I will definitely tell you when it comes down to it, you are still probably going to be getting a longer lasting phone in some ways, or at least like better software updates on iPhones that are going to be like more persistent, I would say. But Pixels are also doing very good in the software update standpoint. 7 years of software updates on here. That's going to be quite insane to kind of look at. So I guess we'll see what happens in the future, but from that standpoint alone, I'll probably say the Pixel 8 may win in the software standpoint. So now let's go into a speed comparison between them. The Pixel 8 has that Google Tensor G3 chipset inside with 8 GB of RAM, where the iPhone 14 has that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared in the background. So let's get into it. Phone calls, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's go get into cameras, 3, 2, 1. I think the 14 may have been faster there actually. App stores, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Pixel 8 was faster. iPhone 14 a little tiny bit slower, but not that big of a deal. Scrolling through here, let's see what we're working with, and I don't think there's going to be that big of a difference here. Scrolling out of these two. Let's get into some of these third-party applications. Let's try Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, with these types of games, you have to keep in mind that, they're not really that big or massive, and a lot of them can be kind of all over the place. But the iPhone 14 did kind of load into this one faster. The Pixel 8 also glitched up in the beginning when we loaded that one in. Kind of surprising. And you can kind of see the iPhone 14 was actually faster than the Pixel 8 here. Let's get into this game and see if there's any glitchiness going on. and both okay, kind of got into it pretty good. So we can hop out of this one. We can try another one. Let's go and try Facebook, 3, 2, 1. I think I am logged in here, so I am logged in here. This one is not logged in, so we'll just go and hop out of this one. Just gonna do stack, 3, 2, 1. Okay, both were kind of roughly around the same. Getting into a game. Let's see what's going on. And I don't think there's going to be any glitching going on. This is like a pretty basic game, as we all kind of know. Let's go and hop out of these two. Let's go into another one. Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna hop out of here. Let's try Genshin Impact, which I don't have. Try X, 3, 2, 1. Okay, two different type of panels here too. Not really too sure what to make of it. Snake versus blocks, 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 14 actually was a little bit faster there. And you can kind of see what's going on here. They both kind of have the same thing going on here as well. And that's kind of it here. Hopping out of here. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. And this one, you can see the 14 was faster here. The Pixel 8 was a little bit slower. Not really too sure why the Pixel 8's doing this poorly. I feel like it should be doing a little bit better. Maybe because it just came out. I have no idea. Netflix 3, 2, 1. Hopefully the Pixel 8 can kind of improve in the future with some software updates. And I usually see that once the Pixels come out first, they usually go ahead and kind of mark a little slower, then they improve in speed over time. But so far, the year-old iPhone 14, in my opinion, is giving us a better experience overall than the Pixel 8 in terms of performance. So that kind of covers it up there. In terms of the camera standpoint, this is also probably going to be another advantage, I would say, for the iPhone 14. I feel like the iPhones have better cameras than the Pixels, but I feel like Samsung cameras have the better cameras out of all of them. So between both, you're getting dual camera setups, which are great, wide and ultra wide sensors. You have 4K 60 on the front and the back as well, which is really nice. With the iPhone 14, I feel like this camera was pretty good last year. It had a lot of features. I didn't think it was a big upgrade from the iPhone 13, but it was still a very good camera nonetheless. You're getting 0.5x zoom here, getting 5x zoom inside of here though, so keep that in mind. You're getting video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, time lapse, getting portrait mode, panorama mode. There's still lots of good features with this type of device, which is always so good to see. And like I said, I love having a phone like this because you're getting a very solid sensor, which is a very, very nice thing to have. Now, with this type of phone, social media apps like Snapchat and TikTok and things like that are going to hold up very, very well in this type of phone. And it is a very, very good camera without a doubt. The Pixel 8 is also a very solid camera. I like this camera a lot and it does the job for sure. With this type of phone, the thing I like about the Pixel 8 is that it is a very good sensor. This time around, you are getting 8x zoom. So keep that in mind. You are getting 8x zoom within this camera. On the outside, you are getting 0.5x zoom. So that might be something to keep in mind here. You are getting basically more zooming in and zooming out, or you're at least getting more zooming in with the Pixel 8. You're getting portrait mode, long exposure, action pan, you're getting photo mode, night sight, panorama mode. You're getting lots and lots of capability within this one as well. And I'm a big fan of the Pixel 8, but I think the iPhone 14 camera might actually be a little bit better for some people. So to kind of sum up this whole entire comparison, what I'll tell you is I think the Pixel 8 is a really good phone, and I think it holds up very well against a lot of the competitors. But it's weird to me that I think I like the iPhone 14 more than the Pixel 8. I think the Pixel 8 is great if you love Android. There's still lots of features. This is probably more of the flagship phone that I kind of would expect from Apple. Like, this thing is almost a flagship type of phone. The iPhone 14, with it being a year old, you can buy this thing in the used market probably for cheaper than a brand new Pixel 8. And it's actually holding up pretty much better, I would say, than the Pixel 8 right now. I love the Pixel 8 because it's going to last a long time, but the iPhones are also going to last a long time too. I don't know if one phone dominated in terms of the speed or one area in general, but I think the iPhone 14 probably is the best phone overall. But the Pixel 8 is probably more the flagship phone with more flagship features. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.